I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a firestorm on Twitter over one of our local stars. UTTV engagement editor Matt Hall is here with more on what's blazing on social media. Welcome back to Primetime, Matt.
Good to be here. This is a good one.
Okay.
So last night, when locals were talking about Nathan Fletcher and his switch political parties, hashtag blame JJ was trending on Twitter. What happened was at a NASCAR race at Talladega yesterday, there was a couple big crashes,
right.
A lot of drivers wiped out. And some people blamed Jimmy Johnson.
Why?
And it became a thing on Twitter, hashtag blame JJ. And it was funny in and of itself. People blamed her for everything from the recession to the Great Depression to writing Twilight books. I mean, if anyone had a problem, it was his fault. And he got involved, man. It was awesome.
He did?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, he quoted some people who were saying, like, one guy said, Jimmy Johnson, you're the reason I'm fat and why I don't trust sand traps at road courses. And he wrote back, good one, sorry. Even better, well, since everyone is blaming you for stuff, you're the reason I have twins. He wrote back, wasn't me.
I love it.
So he's got a good sense of humor. He engaged.
How do you know that's really him, though?
Well, his account is verified at Jimmy Johnson on Twitter. He's got, I think, 250,000 people who follow him. And I think he follows a very small number, probably mostly race car drivers. But that's how you can verify the account. And then, this thing kind of just blew up within an hour of itself, and it was all over the place. And someone even asked, how did this whole thing start?
How did it start?
Well, people watch the race, and a lot of people love NASCAR. They can't get enough of it.
San Diego sure does love Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best race car drivers of all time. I'm not a big NASCAR driver myself. No hate mail on that, please. But Jimmy Johnson has won 5 Sprint Cup championships, so he's a huge deal, and it's just nice to see a local guy who can interact with his fans in a small way. But they love it, man.
I think he should interact more with his fans that come here on Primetime. You and I will interview him.
Let's get in a call. Let's get a
do
call.
That. And then we'll go out to the track and do some racing with him.
See, that would be fun.
That would be so fun. That's when you would change your mind about NASCAR if you actually got to race.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, those guys are, they say the old joke is that driving a race car isn't an athletic thing to do, but it's a tough thing to do for sure. I mean, those guys go 200 miles an hour and 4 left turns. How difficult is that?
They have to be in shape, and that's grueling. Geez, the G's that they're pulling?
Right.
Without a G suit? No, I'm kidding. So when did this end? What was the last wrap on
it? It was, last night. I think it probably started mid to late afternoon, and it kind of crested over the course of a couple, 3-4 hours. And after that, people had moved on to the next thing on Twitter.
Which was?
Who knows? At that point, I called it a night and woke up today. And today, obviously, everyone's talking about medical marijuana.
Right.
And the state Supreme Court's ruling that says that cities can ban dispensaries, which is a pretty major ruling, and it's what people are talking about up and down California.
What is that? What are you hearing on that? Are people upset or happy?
In some, I think it was Riverside, the city attorney said that they were going to go and shut down the 10 dispensaries that were operating in that city, quote unquote, today. And in San Diego, Jan Goldsmith has said that this ruling doesn't come as a surprise. It basically kind of verifies their legal arguments. And so we'll see. Bob Filner thinks that there should be some sort of policy in place to allow them. I think that's going to be an issue San Diegans should be watching closely over the next few weeks.
To be continued.
To be continued.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much. You always give us great info.